What's going on, everyone? We are now live with the Batshit Crazy podcast to recap episode 7 of The Bachelorette. Please like and subscribe to the Russell Hant Show and feel free to comment as we go through this episode recap. We also have a special guest joining us tonight, Garen. Garen, how are you doing?
What it do, Bachelorette crew?
Garen is my
working on it all week.
College, and I actually know him from way back when in the day. We were neighbors growing up. We were boys.
Lifelong friends and college roommates.
Yep.
And you're a big Bachelorette fan?
Yes, huge. Starting just last year, me and Rob were one day just said, we want to watch The Bachelor, so we got into it hardcore.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, Garen, give me your takes on the season so far.
I mean, it's been a crazy season. I don't even know where to start. I guess with Claire, me and Rob were talking about it a little bit before we were FaceTiming, just how different those two are. Claire's so like selfish and always about herself, wanting everybody to please her. And then Tayshia comes and is a complete 180 and actually listens to people and actually dives into relationships and learns about the other people. And just is actually open to everything. And then, I mean, the guys in there, this seems like there's a different beef every week. I don't know if they're planning this, writing this stuff in, or what they're doing, but one week it's Ed and Chasen, and then the next week it's Bennett and whoever, and then we'll just see where it goes from there.
Yeah. There's so much beef. Like, as always, they cast mature people. They're going to beef like that. So, ABC screwing themselves.
Yep, so let's kind of roll in and start talking about the episode a little bit. So basically it's starting at the resort where we see Ben thinking to himself regarding the night before where he actually didn't take the opportunity to have time with Tayshia, and he's really upset about it. And then obviously there's a little bit of that drama regarding Noah as well because he did receive the group date rose. So Denny, what are your thoughts on all of that?
I don't think I just listened to a word that you said. But what did you ask? The group date rose. Again, same thing I said last time. I don't know why they're focusing their energy on Noah. Like, he got the group date rose. He went for it. Just do better. Like, do better. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, Noah's an idiot, but there are even bigger idiots for, like, even paying him any mind at all. They should just not all not talk to him, and it would make it a lot easier.
Yeah, they should have learned that if you are like the aggressor and going against somebody who's seen as the villain, that almost gets you kicked off every single time.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it also takes away. What'd you say, Rob?
You got to play the game a little bit. Noah's not very good at the game.
Well, yeah, and then also when
you're doing better than they are.
Yeah, he just tries to act innocent, like, oh, I didn't know, like, I just wanted to get my shot and jump in. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think of Noah, Lauren? What are your thoughts on him?
My thoughts on Noah, I think he is a little bit young. Also, regarding to the previous episode of him shaving his mustache, I personally, if someone asked me to do something right when I'm getting to know them, just because that's what their preference is, that would be a turnoff for me. So I don't know why he was so okay with saying, that's fine, I'll let Tayshia make the decision for me. Because personally, I don't think he really wanted to shave his mustache.
No, but I think he was... Oh, go ahead, Rob.
I think he was going to shave it eventually. Like, come on. He can't be doing the whole season like that.
Why not?
It would just be weird.
Why?
That little fucking porn stash he had over
I liked it. So
I think he knew that they were going to question it. Like, that just made him stand out a little bit. So I think that was his plan all along to like eventually get it shaved off when she said she didn't like it.
I think it helped him get on the show, to be honest. Because you want something that's going to separate yourself.
How long
Wait,
last
did you
time?
have it going in?
We're still talking about him, so he's obviously doing something.
Yeah, he's making himself the center of attention, that's for sure.
Right.
Like, it doesn't get you that far. It might get you like to like 5th or 4th place, but it's not going to get you the win.
Yeah, it's not a game winner.
No.
All right, so kind of let's move forward and talk about what these guys had to do to potentially receive a one-on-one date with Tayshia. So they had to perform an original love song that they had to write themselves, and the people that were competing in this competition were Bennett, Ivan, Blake, aka Mr. Potato Head, Riley, Damar, Kenny, and Zach. So Garen, what were your thoughts on what the guys went through to be able to perform for Tayshia?
Well, first off, I thought it was funny because Damar came in with the guitar. I thought like he played guitar, like he knew what he was doing. He's going to get up there and serenade her. And then he was just absolutely trash. And he thought it was good. He thought he had it in the bag. But what Ivan did was a huge power move, bringing her closer in. Even though he didn't know what he was doing, he was totally uncomfortable, and his song really wasn't that great. It was all about what they would do to bring her into it, to make her feel like it was more about her.
See, I think she really wanted to see them like step out of their comfort zones and just have fun with it. I actually liked Damar's song because I think it was catchy and like I was singing it afterwards. I couldn't tell you what the other guys said at all. I do like that Ivan like pulled her in, but Bennett saying, I spit some flow for my high school friends or whatever he said at retreats. I thought that was fucking hilarious, like before they started. And then just him trying to rap was hysterical to me.
I definitely think Ivan doing what he did was a game winner move, honestly. That was a big time move, pulling her in. And nobody else thought of it, but it's something so simple. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I forgot about Bennett. He was kind of spitting fire out there. He surprised me. He was definitely surprised me.
I was not surprised by Blake. He was cringy. He was so bad.
Yeah.
He was bad, but the worst I think was Riley because he like did some Shakespeare shit. Like he didn't even try. So not impressive at all. Like even if you look like a complete jackass, just go for it. You know what I mean? He didn't even try. He didn't sing. He didn't rap. Nothing.
Not even an instrument. No instrument.
What are you gonna do? I mean, it's close for me because Blake attempted to play so many different instruments, and just I don't have rhythm, but he has zero rhythm.
Well, overall, as a character, I think Blake has like showed out a little bit, and I like him a little bit better now than I did when the season first started. He was too much of a simp for Claire, but he definitely is not as much of a simp for Tayshia.
You probably like him from what he did later on in the episode, which we'll get to. You're all about him now.
Good stuff. But yeah, we see after that, Ivan does get to have the one-on-one date with Tayshia. She invites him back to her place, and they play some interesting games with each other.
Twister.
Yeah. Lauren, would you play Naked Twister with someone?
No.
Just wondered.
No. Twister's not my game. Not my cup of tea. Also, I'm not flexible, so I would fall probably instantly.
Tayshia didn't even know which one was her left foot.
What'd you say?
I said Tayshia didn't even know which one was her left foot. Ivan had to tell her.
That was funny, but I gotta ask Garen and Rob, would you be in for the Twister?
Why not?
I think Rob would be down for anything.
Sure. I haven't played Twister in a while.
Yeah. Gotta be since I've been like 8 or 9 years old or something like that.
I played it with my daughter, like, I don't know, maybe a few years ago. Not as fun when you're older, but maybe if you were drunk or something, it would be fun.
Probably not. You wouldn't really do too well in that game if you were drunk.
Which is why it would be fun.
That's a
Do you think-
concussion.
Do you think Ivan and Tasha were drunk?
I don't think so. No.
They have a 2-drink an hour limit. They couldn't be drunk.
Yeah, that's so lame. There's no way, dude. Well,
I think those two were so cute together. Like, Ivan's moved to the top of my list for Tasha now, even though I really like Ben for myself. For Tasha, it's definitely Ivan. Like, they just mesh well together, and them like sharing about their childhoods and stuff was really neat. And I don't know, and like when she was talking about him after their one-on-one, she got all teary-eyed and everything. You could just see that she has real, genuine feelings for him.
Yeah, there's definitely the passion and the chemistry between both of them. I've said from day one that I'm a huge Ivan fan. However, I still don't think that she's going to end up picking him at the end. I think he's a contender, but I don't think that is the route she's going to choose at the end of the day.
I don't think she will either, but I think she might regret that decision.
I think Ben, Ivan, and Brendan are in the lead right now. They're definitely those are the 3 that stand out that are ahead of the competition, I think.
No, it's Ben, Ivan, and Zach.
Yep. I say you have to throw Zach in there.
Brendan's going hard.
Wait, which one's Zach?
The one that looks like Brendan.
Okay.
So Brendan's the one that went on the horseback riding date, and then Zach is
the one in the hot tub.
Yes, Zach in the future, in the episode later on, he's the one in the hot tub with Tasha, where Tasha wants him to open up because she thinks that Zach is a little reserved.
Yeah, I always get those two confused.
They look like.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely do.
One wears turtlenecks, the other doesn't. That's the only way I remember.
True. Brendan wears a turtleneck, right?
Yeah.
So let's move into some of the cringiest moments potentially in the episode that we have to talk about.
There was a hefty amount.
Yes. Starting with, she actually brings back all those guys that did not win the one-on-one date with her to make it a group date. And they end up getting paired up and have to go through some various tasks. And might I say, very interesting tasks that I don't know how many people would really want to do those. So
yeah, they had to do they had to drink that fucking disgusting smoothie.
Yep.
They had
to get their ass signed by
Chris. That was funny. I like that they had a few Chris candid moments where people had to go bother him twice in this episode.
Eating lobster.
Yeah.
Or crab legs.
Yeah.
Oh, they had to do the orgasm in the phone.
Orgasm on the phone. That was so funny, dude. And then Tasha and her friends were just fucking dying. They were just laughing so hard, and the whole thing was just funny.
I loved the guys' reactions too.
Yeah, that weren't on the date.
Yeah, they didn't know what was going on, and they just hear.
So hilarious when Easy said,
"Oh my god,
I know. Blake got demons."
Oh my god.
Yeah, he said Blake's got some demons. He needs to go to church.
He cracks me up, but he's always. I don't think he's gonna go as far as I initially thought, because he's in the mix with the drama, and like I said, that could get you to 4th or 5th place, but it's not gonna win you the competition.
Look at Lauren's face. She's like, "What?"
Easy
towards the end, he gets into it with Noah.
I wouldn't say he's the pinnacle point of the drama. He's there and he is supportive with people that are against Noah and all of that, but he's not the one that's necessarily speaking up and speaking his mind as much.
Bennett and Ed are gonna form like a coalition against Noah or something. They
Well,
hate
that might be true, but I don't think Easy is necessarily someone that is gung ho. He agrees with them, but he's not standing out as someone that's gonna take his time away from Tayshia. I think he's there for Tayshia. He's not there for the drama.
Yeah, he kind of squashes it as soon as it pops up. Like
That's
he addresses it right away.
No one wants to beef with him.
True, I wouldn't.
He'll kick all their asses. Every single one of them.
So going back, would you guys have drank those smoothies?
I would have drank all of them. She said pick one. I would power move, pound them all back.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink all of them. Maybe one.
And I would have ate all the peppers at the end when they had to do the proposal.
I mean, I would have drank one. If there was extra credit or something, I would have drank more. But
I wish Noah would have done that. Just drank all the smoothies.
If he still had his stash, get a little bit left on the stash.
There you go. Save it for later.
Yeah, a little bug juice or whatever, scorpion.
No, I would have been fine with the peppers. I like spice.
He looked at the ingredients of the one. He was like, "Oh, good, there's chicken."
Yeah, it's like chicken feet or chicken claws.
I forget who said that, but that was a very funny line.
The boy band guy.
Oh yeah.
Kenny. Yep.
Got the boot. Gone.
Jumping ahead, but that's fine.
You know I always do.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, Kenny is eliminated. Okay, but here's the thing. Can we backtrack slightly a little bit? He's a boy band manager, and he literally could not sing or hold a tune.
Yeah, that's why he manages. He knows what's going to make him money.
I understand, but you would think that he would be able to somewhat have some sort of rhythm, and he definitely did not.
His occupation did not say boy band lead singer. It said boy band manager. Therefore, you can expect him to not have any talent.
Yeah, he was very interesting over the megaphone during the orgasm section.
That was hilarious.
oh my god,
Bennett's was the funniest.
Yeah. What do you say? Like, oh, don't move there. Don't go up there, or some shit like that.
I think
like,
he said, "Back up, back up."
Yeah.
Someone said no. Kenny said, "Back up, back up." What did Bennett say? Don't
Bennett
worry
said
about
something-
that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, like what the
I wonder
hell?
what
Like,
the fuck
like
he
a
was
cockroach was crawled across the bed or something.
I know
Or
where my
mom walked
mind
in.
went, but Lauren would feel uncomfortable if I said it. So
Might as well just say it.
no, it's good.
This is the Batshit Crazy podcast, so anything's free game.
I was thinking maybe it went in the wrong area. If you know what I mean.
I think you would
"Don't
definitely worry about
Don't
that.
worry about that. Take it like a champ.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, but Blake, too, was also very cringy with the megaphone.
I don't even remember what he said or did.
Yeah, me neither.
Was he just like screaming or something?
His was the noises. The noises, because that's when you could see Becca, Sydney, and Tayshia. They took a step back with all of it, and they were busting out laughing.
And he put his foot up on there. He was like doing all emotions and all that shit.
Yeah, he definitely got into it, so I guess they can give him credit there that he at least went for it.
And then Tasha's friend said I would have called an ambulance.
Yeah. Becca said that.
Tasha's friend.
So does anyone have anything else to add with the group date before we go to the after party?
Nope.
Nope.
All right, so we get to the after party. And then our guy Bennett talks to Tayshia first. Denny, how are you feeling about Bennett and where he's
You
at?
always ask me the questions that I don't want you to ask me.
I'm just doing my job.
I know, but I kind of was like half watching that.
All right,
part.
well, you could ask it to me. and see
Yeah,
how I got
ask Rob.
Go for it, Rob. So where do you think Bennett is at with him and Tasha's relationship?
I thought Bennett was doing a nice job, like in front of her, but I definitely think, like I've been saying the whole time here, that he's playing for 4th or 5th place right now, just because he's so involved with the drama and he's in the mix. So I think, regardless of what he does in front of Tasha, what he's doing behind her back is not getting him points right now.
I don't even think that he had any feelings for her until he did the proposal thing at the end. Because like after he did, they were talking to him, and he was like, "Yeah, I really started to get feelings and everything after they did the proposal part." So I don't know what he was thinking before that.
I just think like Bennett and Tasha would be the least compatible people. They just don't seem similar in any regard.
I agree.
Yeah, there's really like no connection there.
Yeah.
That's the
I
case.
think Bennett's just saying that shit for the cameras. I mean, half of the cast always do, but
He might be a robot.
I think Bennett's a character, and I think we'll see him in Paradise.
I think he's got 6th or 7th place like locked up right now. Maybe 5th or 6th if he's lucky.
But he's someone I'd be interested to see go on a hometown visit, just because I would like to know where he comes from and what environment he lives in.
Yeah,
Probably like a museum.
But yeah, I'm not overly high on Bennett or anything. I do think he's hilarious, which is why he would be a good person to have on Bachelor in Paradise, because I do think there's someone out there for him, and it's just not Tasha.
Yeah, I still think he's kind of a robot.
Yeah.
He belongs with an Echo Dot.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I mean, I like him, but I wouldn't want to be with him.
He's Botman.
He's funny, but he seems like he's like a sociopath.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And he just doesn't have like the same like fun, easygoing personality that Tasha does. He seems like wired all the time.
Yeah.
Too.
No, I agree with you. And then we see her then start to talk to Blake, Mr. Potato Head, and he mentions to her that he has really good relationships with all of his exes. So
Yeah, what does that prove?
that's my point. I don't know. How would you feel about that if someone said that to you?
I would just kick him off because we'd still be friends if he's cool with all of his exes.
Totally.
I mean, he's fine to go.
Yeah, I'll text you after the show and said, aren't we great friends?
Exactly.
Are you friends with your exes, Lauren?
I am friends with all of my exes except one, yes.
How about you guys?
No.
Yeah.
Friends with my loyal girlfriend.
Oh my God.
I mean, here's the thing. If you can end a relationship on really good terms, overall, it's more beneficial because you never know when you're going to need people in life, and you might have to reach out to those people if you need them for anything. And that's kind of how I go with relationships when they end, because I'm the type of person, if someone called me and they needed me at all times, I'm probably going to pick up the phone and I'm probably going to be there with you regardless of what happened in our relationship.
Yep.
Yeah, but if you are in a relationship, then it can kind of get disrespectful, you know? Like Garen's in a relationship, so if he was still chatting it up with his exes, his current girlfriend probably wouldn't like that too much. That's all I'm saying. I think it's okay to be friends with your exes as long as you both have the understanding that it's never going to cross that line and you can just have a cool friendship. I'm friends with some of my exes, and then others fell off the face of the earth as far as I'm concerned. I don't know why he told her that. Again, I'm not a big Blake fan to begin with, so I just think I don't know. I think he's fake.
He's as smooth as a rock. He's trash.
Yeah, but when you say like chatting it up with some of your exes, that's not what I mean. Like if I'm in a relationship with someone else, I'm not going to be chatting it up with my exes. But however, if one of my exes called me and needed me for something, yes, I'm going to pick up the phone and help them. However, it's not going to turn back into what it was or anything.
Right, but he said he's friends with them.
Maybe he means like if he runs into him at the bar, he won't be like, we gotta go. He'll just be like, hey.
Yeah.
I agree with Karen. I agree.
We don't know. It would have been a longer way if he said, I'm still friends with my ex's families. I think that shows more character than anything. But he didn't, so he must not be.
Rob, you've been cracking up. I know you got something to say. What's on your mind?
Nothing.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, you're just
I'm thinking if Garen, I mean, I know he's not friends with his porn star ex-girlfriend, so.
What?
Garen is not friends with his porn star ex-girlfriend. We're talking about being friends with your exes. He said that he's not friends with any of his exes.
Next topic.
I agree. Next topic.
Okay, I have
So
one.
then we hear kind of talking about how she wants Zach C to open up a little bit more because he's somewhat reserved. And I really like Zach. I think there actually is potential between them two. And then there's definitely chemistry from what I'm witnessing.
There's chemistry between them, but I just feel like he's not standing out right now, probably because of all the drama and everything. I mean, Ben went out of his way to like reconnect with her by going to her room and all of that. And I feel like either we don't see much of Zach, or maybe it's just because he's not wrapped up in the drama too much that he really isn't standing out. I mean, Garen asked who he was.
Yeah, but he has to have stood out enough because he did receive the group date rose.
Yeah. He is
And
kind
in
of
the previews,
right now. I can tell that she really does like him, but yeah, I think he needs to step it up a little bit.
Agreed. What were you going to say, Garen, in the previews?
I was just saying, like in the previews, that it looks like he gets more of a shot. But yeah, he just isn't like the outspoken kind of guy like Noah. Like he's not going to jump the fence.
Yeah,
But he's still a solid guy.
absolutely.
You don't always have to be out and flamboyant to be that guy.
That's true. And like she said, she wants big and bold. So Noah's a little bit more big and bold versus Zach. However, if I had to pick and choose what my type would be, I like someone that's a little bit more reserved. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, Noah's a bit out there. I mean,
Yeah, I think Noah's definitely like he's got a little bit of like pussy in him. I definitely think he does.
In where? In his diet?
Yeah. Well, that too. But I definitely think he's a little bit of a pussy.
I think so too, because when they were all, I'm sure we'll talk about this later, but when they were confronting him, they were like, who talked to her last? He was just like, I don't know.
He did own up to it though. So.
Yeah, well, everyone knew who it was. They were waiting for
at
him
that
to.
point, there was no saving it. There was none.
I agree. Well, we can shift from Zach C does receive the group date rose. There is chemistry between them because she wouldn't have given them the rose if there was not. Let's transition over to one of my favorite moments from the episode. When Ed was trying to go find Tayshia, he finds himself at Chris Harrison's place.
That was hilarious.
I loved it.
Done by ABC.
I was stressed the whole time, like who's gonna end up at her door first, and I was like, "Oh, it's Ed." Cracks open the door, it's Chris.
I know.
I loved it because Ed is such a goofball. Like he's so awkward. And he said, "Cheers."
So we don't
said to Chris, "Cheers for coming by."
And he wasn't even like next door either. Like he was on the whole other side.
Why didn't he just say I'm still gonna go there? Because he didn't know Ben was there.
He wanted to have a drink. Chris Harrison invited him for a drink, and he went.
True. I guess I definitely would have sat down.
Yeah, you don't turn that down.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you think production probably had something to do with Ed?
He probably asked. Yeah. And they gave him wrong directions.
Well, I think if we're looking from a production standpoint,
They said it was 2:30 in the morning. So why was he just chilling at 2:30 in the morning, Chris?
Because it was all planned out.
Yeah.
yeah, so
Same
you're looking
with
at how
Lisa.
production
Sitting
feels.
there. It was funny because they put the cameras on and she wasn't like watching TV or anything. She was just sitting there with a glass of wine, just chill. Doing nothing at 2:30 in the morning, just sitting on the couch staring at the wall, drinking wine.
I'm up at 2:30 in the morning most of the time.
But are you staring at the wall and drinking wine?
Well, no, but I'm saying like it's not unreal to be up at 2:30 in the morning.
I understand that. But what I'm saying, the funny part is she was just sitting there. She wasn't doing anything. Like
But
usually
you
it's 2:30 in the morning, you're doing something. Like watching.
And she was all done up, had her makeup and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Denny was saying. I mean, production obviously has a role in this because, in my opinion, production wants to probably see Ben end up at Tayshia's place versus Ed. So I'm thinking that they sent Ed to Chris Harrison because it would be funny, and sent the person that they want to actually see with Tayshia, which would be Ben. But I'm not production, so I don't know.
I think
If I was Ed, I would have sat down for a drink real quick and said, "All right, Chris, I gotta run," and left.
what Ben did with the strawberries and the champagne was a power move.
Yeah. You think he
I love
dialed
that they
up
had that
on-
moment because, you know, he felt like he messed up last time, so he knew that he had to do something. And yeah, when the doorbell rang, I totally thought it was going to be Ed or someone showing up, and I was like, no way.
That would have been hilarious.
That's my boy Ben pulling through big time. He's solid, and I do really like him, but I just don't think he's, from what you see from the show anyway, playful enough for Tayshia.
I totally agree.
I follow him on Instagram, and he's definitely playful, but we're just not seeing like that side of him on the show.
Yeah. He hasn't opened up that much. Ivan's definitely opened up the most now.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, yeah, Ben opened up about like his previous relationship and like
Right.
that heartbreak and everything, but I don't think too much about his family.
No.
Well, and that's the thing, because obviously we know that they really don't spend that many hours or that much time with each other before even getting to the end. So it's really crucial that if you want to share information about yourself or your family, you have to take the time to do it, which is why I think some of these guys are so dumb, because they waste half their time talking about other guys instead of worrying about themselves and actually getting to Tayshia.
Right. Exactly. That you have to capitalize when you're given.
Yeah, and no woman is going to want a guy that is all wrapped up in drama like that.
Right.
Being a part of the drama in any way, whether you're creating it or just repeating shit or whatever it is, like no woman's going to want that. So yeah, they're making their time all about the drama and the other guys and everything, and not about her. So I don't care if they said you're only sending 3 or 4 guys home tonight. I would just be like, I'm ready to send more home. Like, let's move along, because why waste people's time?
Right.
Why waste your own time? Like she could have more time for the guys she actually likes and be getting to know about their families and whatnot, instead of just dealing with all this nonsense.
Yeah, because we see at the cocktail party that honestly, she really does not spend that much time with many of the guys, because ultimately we get to Noah, and he brings up to her that people are questioning her integrity and everything, and then shit basically hit the fan.
Yeah, I think was it Ben and then it was Noah? So only 2 people got to see her.
Brendan did for a minute or so, but we really did not see much of a conversation between them.
Yeah. From what we saw.
Right.
Exactly. Had a long conversation. I think he's playing a really good game right now. For sure.
It's not a game.
Yes, it is.
Rob always says that.
It's all about winning.
He always says winning, and he always says game.
It is a game.
It is kind of a game.
I mean, in a way, you are competing, but I wouldn't call it a game.
I would.
Yeah, but that's what we see in so many seasons. That's what we see in so many seasons where people are like, I'm in it to win it, and then they win the person, and they don't end up together because they viewed it as a game, not to actually find love.
Yep. Well, if I'm not on it, I'm still able to criticize people when I want.
So, Garen, how do you think Tayshia handled the entire situation when she addressed the guys?
I just think that it was like communicated to her wrong. Noah took it and ran with it and said that they were questioning her integrity when really they were just saying Noah's a bitch for like what he did. And also him complaining about not being on the second group date. Like, you were already on one, you already got a rose. Why should you be on the other group date that you were supposed to go on? So I think it was communicated wrong. I don't know. She was just heated, I guess. So she came in and did that. But she should have got a little bit more perspective.
Right. Totally agree.
But I understand where she's coming from, too, because, I mean, I'd be mad, too, if people were questioning my choices when that the whole show's her choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
If
is.
I were her, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
If I were her, I would have went to one of the guys like who I actually trusted and said, "Hey, this is what I heard. What's going on?" Instead of just going off like she did.
No, I liked that she went in front of everybody.
And just what?
I said I liked that she went in front of everybody.
I
Say,
feel
hey,
like
this is what the fuck it is. I thought it would have been way funnier if she called them out and said who was saying this and said, make sure you step out right now so I know who you are.
here's the thing though. We see this every season on The Bachelorette now. I feel like they have to do that now. I can't remember who the first Bachelorette was to do that. I know Hannah Brown did it. I can't remember who else, but I feel like they're like, oh, I have to do this now. If I hear something, I have to show them that I mean business. I don't know. I don't know that that's necessarily her. A lot of the show, I think, is scripted, and I think a lot of the times, whoever the Bachelorette is feels that they need to be a certain way because of previous Bachelorettes.
Yeah, I just think she shouldn't have trusted him right off the bat because he really hasn't proven to her that he's trustworthy. So I don't know why she would believe him right off the bat.
Well, and that's the thing, because I think she does have that connection with Noah and she does like him. But what we're seeing is Noah is stirring the pot a little bit because he knows those guys don't really like him.
Yeah. I just still think he's stupid.
He's just immature, that's all.
He's young. He's younger than me. He's 25, so I consider him young.
Garen, would you be hating on Noah if you were in the cast?
Yeah, because he does all that shit, and then he's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Like, I didn't, like, he doesn't think it's bad. Like,
yeah.
You know, like in like elementary school or something, like when a kid does some bad shit and then it's like, I don't know why that was bad or anything like that. Like that he's the same mentality as like a little kid, you know?
Right. He acts like he doesn't know his sense of right and wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an ass, honestly.
Yeah, that's a way to sum it up.
Yeah.
Well, basically, then, because of him, she just says that they're going to go straight to the rose ceremony. And one of my favorite lines was when Bennett addressed Noah and basically said, "You have a 0% chance of ending up with Tayshia."
He was fucking cooking him up.
He should have said you have a 0% chance of winning the game. That's what he should have said.
And then he said, have you ever had an argument with a 14-year-old? Because that's how I feel right now.
That was hilarious. That was a good line.
Noah had no comebacks. He sucks at arguing.
Well, he kind of basically just stood there because, as you just said, he is not able to go back at people.
Interesting comment here from Danny T. He's getting the TV time. He leaves with more followers than the rest of the guys on. Definitely think there's some.
We have talked about him more than every other dude.
And they're all gonna gain like 500,000 followers, so they're all gonna gain relatively the same amount, honestly.
Yeah, but he's just an average guy. Like, he's not like very marketable. He's not gonna be like Hannah Ann or like anyone like that. Like, he's just a dude.
Or like Hannah Brown, dude. They marketed the fuck out of Hannah Brown. They did a really good job too.
You can go to Oklahoma and find like 1,000 dudes that look like that in one town.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's a boring guy, honestly. He seems like it. I think he's definitely just playing it up to the cameras.
So do you guys think that he'll end up on Bachelor in Paradise?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He seems like a shoo-in for it. Seems like the type of person
Definitely.
VIP.
Paradise is all about drama. They really want that there. So he's perfect for that. I think we're going to market him and Bennett.
Yep.
Yeah, especially if they have one of those other guys on that he was having problems with, for sure.
Yeah. Then they'll make them talk about it. Their past beef on the last season, and it'll be funny.
I agree. So then we head into the rose ceremony, and Tayshia ends up getting rid of 4 guys, which were Joe, Chasen, who I thought should have went home last time potentially, and Kenny and Jordan, who basically is who I say, because I really don't know who that guy was at all. At least we saw content from Joe, Chasen, and Kenny, but at the end of the day, not matches for Tayshia, at least in her eyes.
Yeah, I didn't see a connection. I didn't think she had a connection with any of them. I think Joe is a stand-up dude, obviously. Kenny, there was never going to be anything between them. And Jordan, we never really got to know who he was.
Jordan's best line of the entire season is when he said he would have beaten Chasen in a fight.
Yeah, and then Chasen. The guy's an ass. So
those are the perfect ones to go. I wasn't surprised at all.
No, definitely not. I don't honestly ever really even remember a moment with just her and Jordan.
I don't think so. I also think Ed could have gone home at this rose ceremony too.
Yes,
I think Ed might go a little bit deeper, honestly, at this point. I thought he was real. I really thought he was going to go home this episode, but I think he had a good showing yesterday. I think he had a good episode. I think it's the fact that he made that effort, honestly. I think he's going to go a little bit further than we think, honestly.
I hope not. He shouldn't.
He's fun. Gotta give him that. He's definitely still a pussy because he refused to fight, but that whole Chris Harrison thing was hilarious.
Okay, but he has more of a connection with Chris Harrison than Tayshia.
Yeah.
No, I think he's going to go next time.
He might. But
depends on how much beef there is.
Who's my sleeper right now? Everybody has a sleeper pick.
I don't know who my sleeper pick is.
Riley.
I don't think Riley's really a sleeper. I think he's more head of the pack. He's in the starting 5, definitely.
Do not think Riley's not in the head of the pack.
No, he's not, Rob.
All right, he's middle of the pack. He's definitely not Lowest
Which
on
is
the
why
totem.
he would be a sleeper then, with what
Yeah.
Garrett said.
Yeah, nobody at the bottom, like, you can't pick them as sleepers. They're all crap.
Right.
Who's at the bottom right now in your eyes, Karen?
I don't even know, dude. That's why they're at the bottom.
Okay.
That's true.
DeMar is at the bottom.
Who?
Ed
DeMar? Oh yeah, he doesn't have a fighting chance.
DeMar and Ed are my two bottom people, hands down.
Oh, yeah.
I
Ed's trash.
kind of like DeMar though.
Where do you think Easy's at, Lauren?
In the middle.
In the middle of the pack? Who are your front runners?
Mine,
Yeah. Who are your top 3 right now?
Ivan, Zach, and Ben.
I got
We said this at the beginning of the
yeah,
episode.
we did.
We did.
Solidifying.
So, Garen, do you have any last minute takeaways from this episode tonight that we have not talked about that you want to address?
Oh, yeah. On the one-on-one with Ivan, I really thought that it was interesting how she actually listened to him. I was thinking that if Claire was in the same position, he would be like, oh, yeah, my brother went to prison and all this stuff. And she'd be like, oh, yeah, well, my dog died when I was 10 and that was tragic, and start talking about her own shit. But she actually sat there and listened, which is like completely different than what we were seeing before, which allows the guys to actually build that relationship.
Totally. I think the big takeaways from this season are just going to be the polarizing difference between Claire and Tayshia.
They have to switch up their whole flow.
I honestly don't think there's too many like really memorable cast members right now that we're going to look back on this season in a few years and say, oh yeah, I remember that guy.
No, I feel like this season's a flop in comparison to a lot of the seasons I've watched previously.
Yeah.
Yeah, they thought it was going to be huge because of all the drama, but it's just kind of a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
lame.
Everything with COVID is bullshit.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will be back next week to recap episode number 8. Feel free to follow us on Twitter. And I'll pull up our Twitter handle over here.
Thank you for joining us, Garen.
For sure.
My college roommate, childhood friend.
Yep, you can follow us on Twitter at @batshit_TRHS. And as Rob said, Garen, thank you so much for joining us. It was a lot of fun. Enjoyed talking about the episode with you. I can easily tell that you're a huge Bachelorette fan.
Of course. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Anytime, buddy. Anytime.
All right, everyone. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Peace.